That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paruvur Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Indore and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator. His consistent victories from the Paruvur constituency showed his strong connect with the people.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello viewers, a very good evening. We are live and breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest this Saturday. And in the big story, CBI has arrested the kingpin of the NEET paper leak and his associates. We'll get you all those details, but the headlines first. Let's get started.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Sensational claims made by deceased Noida woman Tusha's parents. Parents claim Tusha begged them to rescue her during final moments. Tusha parents revealed WhatsApp chats with daughter says that the post-mortem was fabricated. From the doctors to the lawyers, did the system let Tusha's family down? Congress Muslim parties oppose Bhojshala verdict, says will approach Supreme Court. Government hikes excise duty on petrol, diesel and aviation turbine fuel, keeps domestic duties unchanged to protect retail fuel prices. NEET leak accused PV Kulkarni worked for NTA on a contractual basis, raising questions about the leak being an insider job. Muslim clerics distanced themselves from Samajwadi Party. Chief Akhilesh Yadav accused him of remaining silent on issues affecting community. Army chief sends out a big warning to Pakistan and asks them to decide if they want to remain in history and geography. Viewers, big breakthrough in the UG NEET probe. CBI has identified the biology teacher linked to NEET leak paper case. The name is Manisha Gurunath Mandhare. That is right, Manisha Gurunath Mandhare. Mandhare is a senior teacher from Pune and was arrested at Delhi after thorough investigation and interrogation by CBI. She was involved in the NEET examination process and appointed by the NTA as an expert. She had completed complete access, I repeat, she had complete access to zoology questions and other questions. During April 2026, she had mobilized prospective NEET examination candidates through Manisha Vagmare of Pune, who is already arrested and conducted special coaching classes for these students at her Pune residence. During these classes, she explained and disclosed various questions from zoology and other subjects and made the students note down the same in their notebooks and also mark in their textbooks. Majority of these questions tallied with the actual question paper of NEET examination. So back-to-back updates coming in here on Republic TV. The big update is that the CBI has arrested a chemistry teacher. That is the kingpin, and after the kingpin was arrested, now many more arrests have been made. One more NTA insider has been arrested, viewers. So back-to-back updates coming in on Republic TV. Let's go straight across to Revati, who's joining us. Revati, the CBI has arrested a biology lecturer who was part of the NTA paper setting committee, and this is huge coming in because the arrest was made on the basis of questioning the kingpin, another accused in the paper leak case. Yes, Revati.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, one more kingpin is now arrested by the CBI from Pune itself. The most important development is coming up right now, and that is one more kingpin, Manisha Mandhare, who is said to be a biology teacher, is now arrested by the CBI. By the CBI from Pune. It is said that she used to work with the college, and also from the sources we are confirming that she would run a private coaching class as well. And once again, she is an NTA insider. She was on the panel for setting up the biology paper for NEET 2026 examination, and hence she was able to access the biology paper for NEET 2026 examination. This is once again the same modus operandi with which was same with the PV Kulkarni, who is arrested yesterday by the CBI. He was arrested for leaking chemistry paper as he was a chemistry teacher. He was first detained by Latur and then brought to Pune for interrogation, and then he was arrested by CBI in Pune. Now, the latest development which is coming up is that Manisha Mandhare, who leaked the biology paper, is now arrested by CBI. Now it will be important to see the third accomplice in this particular matter when he or she will be arrested, because physics paper was leaked by which individual is yet to be unearthed by CBI at the moment.
Speaking about the kingpin, Revati, we have some information on the kingpin. So let's tell our viewers what happened. As CBI is digging deeper, more revelations are being made. According to sources, to prevent the leak from being revealed, PV Kulkarni had also distributed subjects in the NEET paper leak racket. The accused has allegedly divided their work in an organized manner. The total questions of NEET were 720 marks. So PV Kulkarni, being a chemistry teacher, he used to convey only chemistry questions to the children, which was of 180 marks, whereas Shubham Khainar would reach out to children with the help of his student counseling institute and give out most of the questions of biology. That was around 360 marks. So more revelations are coming in the NEET paper leak case. The kingpin is being questioned. Let's go straight across to my colleague who's joining us. Revati, okay, take our viewers through what kind of modus operandi was this? There was some kind of a division when it comes to revealing the questions.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, if we look at both the arrest at the moment, the modus operandi looks to be similar because PV Kulkarni is a chemistry professor and Manisha Mandre is a biology professor. But at the moment, the development which is coming up is that these both are NTA panel insider. PV Kulkarni was an insider. He was on the committee for setting up paper and NEET, NEET paper 2026, chemistry paper, and Manisha Mandre, who is a biology professor, she was on the panel for setting up biology paper for NEET 2026 examination. And Manisha Mandre, who around 90 to 95 questions of biology and zoology gave correct questions with the correct sequence to the students, and PV Kulkarni, who is said to be conducting last moment classes in Pune via online mode, he also gave notes to the students with correct sequence once again. And the main common point in these two accused is the third accused, Manisha Wagmare and Dhananjay Lokhande, is that these two would give references of students and then they would give to these students.
All right, Revati, well, thank you for getting us all those details. We are also getting you some exclusive reports. In exclusive report, viewers, Republic went outside the accused Manisha Wagmare's husband Sanjay's dental clinic. And following the emergence of the case, Dr. Sanjay Wagmare has kept his clinic closed. Let's take a look at this report.
नीट पेपर लीक मामले में गिरफ्तार मनीषा वाघमारे के पति डॉक्टर संजय वाघमारे का यहाँ क्लिनिक है। मैं तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे क्लिनिक है। और जो यहाँ के लोगों ने हमें बताया कि पहले मनीषा वाघमारे ब्यूटी पार्लर चलाती थी। यहाँ पर मैं आगे तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूँ। ये जो क्लिनिक बनाया गया है, ये क्लिनिक अभी हाल के ही दिनों में खोला गया है, जो कि मनीषा वाघमारे के जो पति हैं डॉक्टर संजय वाघमारे, जो कि दांत के डॉक्टर हैं। ये दांत का डेंटिक क्लिनिक है और दांत के डॉक्टर हैं। और इन्होंने हाल ही में कुछ ही दिनों पहले ये खोला है, क्लिनिक खोला है। और पहले यहाँ पर मनीषा वाघमारे जो है, मनीषा वाघमारे यहाँ पे ब्यूटी पार्लर चलाती थी। लगभग 2 साल पहले ही ये बंद किया गया है जो ब्यूटी पार्लर था। और उनके पति संजय वाघमारे, डॉक्टर संजय वाघमारे दांत के डॉक्टर हैं और ये यहाँ पर अभी क्लिनिक खोल दिए। मैं तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूँ किस तरह से बाहर जो है शटर बंद है, ताले बंद है, क्योंकि जब से ये मामला आया तब से ये बंद कर दिया गया है। और लगातार इस मामले को लेकर सीबीआई पूछताछ कर रही है, क्योंकि एक डॉक्टर होने की वजह से सीबीआई संजय वाघमारे से भी पूछताछ की होगी। क्योंकि जिस तरह से मनीषा वाघमारे के अकाउंट में पैसे आए हैं, 10 लाख रुपये आए हैं, 21 अकाउंट से आए हैं, और जिस तरह से लगातार यहाँ पे कुलकर्णी के संपर्क में थी, यहाँ के बच्चों के संपर्क में थी। और कहा जा रहा है कि जो कुलकर्णी जो कि मास्टरमाइंड है नीट पेपर लीक मामले में, पुणे में जो काम होता था मनीषा वाघमारे करती थी। डॉक्टर संजय वाघमारे जो कि मनीषा वाघमारे के पति हैं, तो सीबीआई को आशंका है कि हो सकता है कि इस मामले में ये भी जुड़े हुए हो। इसको लेकर लगातार पूछताछ कर रही है। संजय वाघमारे का एक क्लिनिक है, 2 साल पहले ही खोला गया। जो यहाँ के लोग बता रहे हैं कि यहाँ के लोग बता रहे हैं कि 2 साल पहले ही खोला गया। पहले यहाँ पर मनीषा वाघमारे का ब्यूटी पार्लर था, लेकिन ब्यूटी पार्लर चल नहीं रहा था, जिसकी वजह से संजय वाघमारे जो क्लिनिक है, दांत का डॉक्टर है, और ये यहाँ चला रहे हैं। फिलहाल लगातार सीबीआई पूछताछ कर रही है। ये भी जानकारी आ रही है कि मनीषा वाघमारे जो है, उसकी दोस्त जो है नीट की क्लासेस लेती है, उनसे भी सीबीआई पूछताछ कर रही है। और इस मामले में भी सीबीआई जो है मनीषा वाघमारे के जो पति है संजय वाघमारे से भी पूछताछ किया है। ये पता लगाने की कोशिश कर रही है कि संजय वाघमारे क्या मनीषा के कामों में सहयोग दिए हैं, क्या स्टूडेंट से मुलाकात कराए हैं या मुलाकात हुई है, या इस क्लिनिक पर कोई स्टूडेंट आकर मिला है। इन सारी चीज़ों को लेकर सीबीआई पता लगा रही है, क्योंकि जो जिस तरह से लगातार नेटवर्क बढ़ता जा रहा है और जिस तरह से मनीषा का रोल आ रहा है, उसको लेकर सीबीआई का जांच का दायरा बढ़ता जा रहा है।
Exclusive report by Republic. Our reporter also talked to one of the accused, Manisha Wagmare's neighbor, Bhagyashri. Bhagyashri also fell into the trap of Manisha and paid 10 lakh rupees to secure a BHMS admission for her son and daughter. Let's listen in.
आरोपी मनीषा वाघमारे को आपने पैसा दिया था?
हाँ, काउंसलिंग का दिया था।
कितना दिया?
40,000 रुपये।
40,000। क्या बोला था?
वो मेरी बच्ची और दोनों का एडमिशन कर देंगे BHMS को।
अच्छा, क्या क्या बोला था मनीषा वाघमारे ने आपसे?
आप उधर जाओ, वो अच्छे अच्छे गगन सर अच्छे हमारे पहचान वाले, आप उधर एडमिशन कीजिए, देख कर आइए। हाँ, क्या सब हो गया सब।
धमकी भी देती थी क्या?
नहीं, धमकी नहीं देती।
क्या बोली थी? पुलिस स्टेशन में जाऊंगी तो?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं हो सकता, मेरा नाम लो उधर, कुछ नहीं हो सकता। वो
ऐसे बोलती थी कि मतलब आप जाओ, आपका पैसा लिया, फिर भी ऐसा बोलती थी?
नहीं, उसने नहीं लिया, वो गगन तिवारी और संजीव तिवारी ने लिया। मुझे पार्थ एजुकेशन है, केएस कॉलेज है ग्वालियर में। हाँ, वो गगन, हमें नहीं मालूम था केएस कॉलेज पार्थ एजुकेशन से संलग्न है। तो पार्थ एजुकेशन में हमने RTGS, ये गगन तिवारी ने फ़ोन किया, RTGS किया हमने 6 लाख रुपए, और उधर एडमिशन लेते वक्त 2 लाख रुपए भरे थे, उसको दिए थे।
उसको 2 लाख रुपए दिए थे गगन तिवारी को?
हाँ, हमारे पास पर्ची भी, रिसिप्ट भी है, सब है।
अच्छा, और मनीषा को कितना दिए थे आपने?
40,000।
40,000। तो आपके बच्चे का एडमिशन हुआ?
नहीं हुआ।
क्या बोलती थी जब आपके बच्चे का एडमिशन नहीं हुआ?
नहीं, वो सहयोग देती थी हमें, वो संजीव सर से वगैरह बातचीत करके दे देंगे। लेकिन आज भी मैं संजीव सर को रोज फ़ोन करती हूँ, आज भी 2:30 बजे मैं फ़ोन करने वाली हूँ उनको। किसी का म्हणजे आता काय म्हणायचं त्यांना, मराठीत बोलू का?
नहीं, बोलिए गगन। आप पड़ोस में रहते हैं मनीषा वाघमारे के, आप सच ये धोखाधड़ी कर दिया?
धोखाधड़ी यानी उनको भी नहीं मालूम था वो लोग कैसे हो गए ना, उनको भी नहीं मालूम था ना वो लोग कैसे हो गए, क्या हो गए। लेकिन उनके फेवर में थे, इसलिए हमने उन पर विश्वास रखा, वो उनको जानते थे ना।
आप मनीषा वाघमारे को दिया, मनीषा वाघमारे ने तीसरे को दिया, ऐसा?
हाँ,
आपने 40,000 मनीषा वाघमारे को दिया कि एडमिशन करा दो बेटा?
हाँ,
बेटी के लिए?
बेटा और बेटी के लिए, दोनों के लिए।
अच्छा, तो बेटी के लिए किस क्लास के लिए?
वो भी BHMS, दोनों ही पढ़ेंगे 13 लाख में, ऐसा बोली थी।
कौन? मनीषा वाघमारे? 13 लाख रुपया दे दो, दोनों बच्चे पढ़ेंगे।
हाँ।
कितना आपने दिया था?
8 लाख रुपए।
8 लाख रुपए दे दिए थे। तो मनीषा वाघमारे के जरिए दिया आपने?
नहीं, गगन तिवारी के।
गगन तिवारी तो बीच में भी थी मनीषा?
हाँ, हाँ। हम नहीं जा रहे थे उधर, उसने हमें उकसाया, आपके बच्चे का भविष्य का प्रश्न है, जाकर आइए उधर, ले लीजिए एडमिशन, वो सब हमारे पहचान वाले हैं, गगन सर अच्छे हैं। ऐसा किया।
कौन बोल रहा था ये? मनीषा आपके पड़ोसी है, इसलिए आपने विश्वास किया?
हाँ, हाँ।
तो अभी तक कितना आपने पैसा दिया है टोटल?
अभी खर्चा वगैरह सब, हम गए थे ना ग्वालियर को, 40 हज़ार लगता है सर उधर रहने को। उधर बहुत खर्चा हुआ है हमारा। अभी अक्टूबर में हम गए थे तो कुछ नहीं हुआ। उसने सिर्फ हमें चेक दिए हैं, वो दोनों ने।
किसने?
वो एक बोलता है तुम्हारा पैसा वो गगन तिवारी ले गए। इसने कैसे दिया फिर? संजीव तिवारी ने पार्थ एजुकेशन के नाम हमने RTGS किया था, वो ऐसा कैसे दे सकता है गगन तिवारी को हमारा पैसा, फीस का पैसा? वो बोलता है उससे लो अभी। अब हम किधर उसे ढूंढे?
तो आप बार बार मनीषा वाघमारे आपके पड़ोस में थी, आपने नहीं पूछा इनसे?
पूछा ना, वो सहयोग देती थी, वो संजू सर को भी फोन करती थी, बोलती थी इनके पैसे दे दो सर, कैंसिल हुआ है, बच्चे का भविष्य।
आपको कैंसर हुआ?
मुझे नहीं।
अच्छा,
एडमिशन कैंसिल करके।
अच्छा, एडमिशन कैंसिल हुआ। अच्छा, तो ये अभी क्या चाहते हैं आप क्या डिमांड करेंगी?
नहीं, मैं तो ऐसे जो लोग हैं ना काउंसिलर, उनको सख्त ऐसी सज़ा देनी चाहिए ना। हाँ, पूरे ये क्या करते हैं, जो अच्छे बच्चे हैं, ब्रिलियंट बच्चे हैं, उनका भविष्य खराब करते हैं सर।
The NEET UG paper leak probe has now taken a major turn, with the CBI arresting a key insider linked to the examination process. The agency has arrested Pune-based chemistry lecturer P.V. Kulkarni, calling him the kingpin in the case. Take a look at this report as we tell you the latest that we are tracking.
A big breakthrough has emerged in ongoing CBI investigation into NEET paper leak scandal. The investigation agency has arrested PV Kulkarni, a chemistry lecturer from Pune, who is believed to be the original source of the leaked exam paper. According to CBI, Kulkarni was part of the examination process on behalf of the National Testing Agency, giving him access to confidential question papers. Days before the May 3rd NEET exam, Kulkarni allegedly held secret coaching sessions at his Pune residence where students were made to write down questions, answer options, and correct responses were dictated to them. Those handwritten notes matched the actual NEET UG 2026 chemistry paper, pointing to a pre-planned leak operation. The questions were circulated as guest papers on Telegram and sold to aspirants for as much as 10 to 25 lakh rupees. The alleged racket involved middlemen who mobilized students, collected money, and connected them to the leaked material.
The CBI has finally identified the kingpin of the NEET 2026 paper leak. That is one individual named PV Kulkarni. He is a chemistry teacher, a lecturer, and a part of the committee of NTA. He had access to the paper. He, along with another individual named Vagmare, was responsible to be the source of this entire NEET paper leak. He was the one who had access and has organized in special classes in his coaching center where he dictated the questions to his students, and students noted down all those questions with multiple options and also helped them mark the right answers. The students have their notebooks in which in their own handwriting they have written the exact questions that were a part of the NEET 2026 paper.
The CBI had earlier told a Delhi court that the NEET UG 2026 paper leak may have originated from an insider within NTA. And with PV
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी, because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे, तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
A team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era, a new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paravur Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Indore and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator. His consistent victories from the Paravur constituency showed his strong connect with the people.
आचल में क्या इधर से आ गया वो इधर है ना ये आज है ना रेडी कर रखा है इसके लिए आ गया केरला से आ गया
Over the years, he has served as the leader of opposition in the Kerala Assembly, where he earned a reputation for being an articulate opposition voice against the Left Democratic Front government.
I express my gratitude. I am very grateful to the AICC leadership because our CLP adopted a resolution interesting the Congress President to take a decision. Congress President having discussion with Congress President and Rahul ji, Priyanka ji and all other leaders, in charge General Secretary, they discuss with all the leaders. That was the procedure. Former President's Working Committee members, the cross section of the people, they discussed, they have taken a decision. Now, I dedicate this Chief Ministership to the people of Kerala. There should be a new Kerala. For the youngsters, those who are coming up, the next generation, for the next generation also, we will be very careful. We will dedicate. We are going to change the definition of political work. I hope that political work should be a dedication to the people to change their living standard, and for the work for the sideline people. We will change the definition of political work, and we promise good governance. Good governance. Both are my leaders and my seniors. I am junior to them. They have helped a lot for this wonderful victory. As a General Secretary organization, He helped a lot in the elections. It is his state. He is an MP from Kerala. And Ramesh Chandra was the campaign committee chairman. He was my leader for a long time. I was with him. I was a close lieutenant of him. But now the party interested me. They selected me to lead Kerala.
V.D. Satheesan's decades of experience as a legislator will now be put to test as he leads the Congress-led government in Kerala.
Both of them are discussing about the situations and the decision-making process. How they called me and they asked me my opinion, and we are all discussed with that. No. I'm thanking for the MLAs, party workers, party functionaries for that support they have given to me.
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद, भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन, इसमें भरोसा लगता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
Character, the taste of success.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era. A new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Neetur and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator.
How many of you have ever tasted Lahori Zeera? Everybody has. I don't think there's anybody in the market who really has not tasted it. I want to understand, without any speck of marketing, your brand, your baby, how did you take it to become so big So much so that I don't think there's any person, any refrigerator, a high-end grocery store or a small kirana store that does not have Lahori Zeera. How did that happen?
I'd done my MBA in Singapore and then I'd worked there and then I came back. At that point in time, I had a decision to make whether to join my father's business or be by myself. And given the fact that my father's twice my age and my brother, I have an elder brother who's 8 years elder to me, so both of them are technically like my fathers. So I thought it's a very difficult space to survive between the two of them. So I didn't want to join my dad's business, and that's the reason why I wanted to do something. And because of that is when the whole idea came into being. And we just wanted to build a brand for Punjab, like build a small brand, build it around Punjab, and then probably sell and then move on in life. That was the plan, that was the idea to begin with. I don't really have a melodramatic story to say ki aise ho gaya, ye ho gaya, this is the personal problem I faced. I did not do all of that. The honest truth is, found this beautiful formulation. 3 cousins came together, we wanted to build it for Punjab, but the idea kept growing, the thought process kept evolving, as does life and as does businesses. You start with something and then you keep pivoting and it keep evolving. So that's just exactly what happened.
If you look at Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Thumbs Up, anything and everything that's being sold, fruity, from tetras to aluminum cans or bottles, everything is being marketed so heavily. They have music companies to support drinks and beverages. Lahori Zeera was able to kill it in the market, take everybody off people's go-to drinks, especially in summer, and make all of that possible without marketing at all. So this growth story, did you ever see it coming beyond a certain point? Of course, till Punjab's borders, yes. But beyond that point, what was your reaction to this becoming so big and people loving it so much?
It's not that we've never marketed our product. I'm sure a lot of people over here would sort of understand and agree with what I'm going to say. Marketing does not necessarily only mean advertisement. Marketing also entails the packaging, the communication. So we've always been doing whatever marketing that we could afford. My product promises something which solves for it right, then you will keep coming back for it. If it doesn't matter if the most richest person has made it. So this is an indulgence category. So we put everything that we had on the product itself. Because in this category, product is numero uno. I think in any consumer good, product is numero uno. Product is the North Star that you've got to follow, you've got to focus on. Once you're able to solve that, that is when you build other modes, which is distribution and marketing and all of that. So not that we've never believed in marketing, we've always wanted to market, just that we never had the money. We never had the resources. We had to choose, should we create marketing se kya hoega? We will create more demand for the product. Should we create more demand for our product that we are, as it is, not able to supply enough? Repackaged, redesigned ourselves multiple times. Our communication, we've redesigned that multiple times, but we've been very consistent in what we're trying to do. So we were marketing, but in our own ways and means.
Is there an idea behind this price point for why we don't see a taller bottle? Do you think that in itself is also pushing the marketing of the product, so to say?
So yeah, technically there's a lot of thought process going behind everything that we've done so far. We did not want to build a beverage brand for a certain premium audience. We have 145 crore people living in this country, approximately. Out of that, only 8 crore people file an income tax return. And out of that, 4 crore people file an income tax return for zero. So technically, you're only targeting 4 crore people who have enough money to spend on products. So we had to ask ourselves, the entire new age businesses, brands, entrepreneurs are trying to focus on that audience because they think their spending power is more because they have more money in their pocket. But we thought otherwise, that the rest of the 135 crore people also want to do stuff and enjoy things. And therefore, why should we not target a larger audience than a small subset? While everybody's focusing over there, we wanted to focus over here. And the second thought process was, we as Indians are very value driven. Again, not taking names, I don't care. The most affluent family, agar wo sabji khareedne jati hai, then they will ask for that extra dhania. It is just inbuilt. This is how we are wired. Our DNA is value. जो पैसे खर्चे हैं ना, उसकी value पूरी derive होनी चाहिए. So we wanted to build a brand which is not just for South Bombay, South Delhi, but for the entire country. One, we wanted to build a brand that was value for money. जब वो 10 रुपए खर्च हो ना तसल्ली होनी चाहिए. Number 2, and number 3, no matter what you say or do, but when it comes to price point, consumer goods में 60% of consumption, 60% of all consumer goods are actually sold at the entry level price point. So there is clear logic and precedence कि जो entry level price point होता है ना वो सबसे ज़्यादा बिकता है. तो why would we want to sort of put a product out there जिसकी chances of success already on day zero is less. So we wanted to make sure that the product tick marks all logical reasoning as to why it should sell. And therefore that's the thought process why we priced it at 10 rupees.
You know, you don't believe in talking about the lows of your business, is what it seems like, at least because you've only spoken about, there are zero theatrics. Everything that you've spoken about is pragmatic. So are you saying that there were no risks involved at all? Or are you saying that you were lucky enough to only meet the safe points of starting a business?
Are you kidding me right now? Imagine today if you were to ask money from your parents saying कि आपको business शुरू करना है and that business is your competition is possibly the biggest brand that exists on this planet. मतलब it's my dad told I'd come back from Singapore. तो because I refused to work with them, तो मैंने बोला मुझे ये करना है. तो उन्होंने बोला पैसे क्यों चाहिए तुझे? मैंने बोला पैसे चाहिए. उन्होंने बोला क्यों चाहिए? उन्होंने बोला ये करना है. There was a pause and then he said, I think you should go back to Singapore. Because it's quite stupid to come to think of it just on the face of it. Preliminary thought process says you want to compete against this industry. There are two giants which absolutely dominate the space, and then there is one local player which is Parle Agro that is a very large number third. Then there's no fourth. There is no fourth biggest player in the country. Like third biggest player is about 7,000 crore rupees of revenue. And then fourth is, there's no fourth. So how do you compete against such giants in an industry? It was illogical. But because we had this clarity and we were able to see things from a very different lens, and we were sure कि हम जो कर रहे हैं ना, वो logical है, and people would like it.
But since you said that there was always a pivot, always a plan B, if it was not Lahori Zeera, where else would you be in life?
In hindsight, now it's difficult to say because since the last 10 years I've been doing this and only this. But I think there is a very high possibility I would have joined my dad's business and be doing sitting like this and doing whatever he's asked me to do because he wouldn't let me do things my way. Or I think I'd probably be in sports because I love playing sports. That's the space that I think I could potentially do something. But I know for a fact, if had it not been for Lahori Zeera, I would have not been successful, this successful, one. And second, before you ask me to leave the stage, I just want to speak to you all about one small thing. There is, and I've said this on multiple platforms, and I just want you all to just think about this. If you go to a supermarket and you just want to buy a piece of chocolate, there's a chocolate priced at say 30 rupees. There is an option of the same hazelnut chocolate at 30 rupees which is imported and a same hazelnut chocolate which is Indian made. Unfortunately, we have this perception about Indian products that we make a lot of shortcuts and therefore we don't meet the standards. And I'm not saying that is not entirely true. But what I'm saying is that Indians have genuinely the skill, the ability, and the intellect to build something really amazing. Just come to think of it, we are absolutely as a nation obsessed about food. हम खाना नहीं खाते अगर खाना अच्छा ना लगे तो. This is how obsessed we are. And unfortunately, we are just consuming these imported brands across. My problem is not the consumption of imported brands. My problem is that we are not building our own brands. And I want you all to take this on yourselves to build brands, to build crazy, crazy good products. Not only should Indians be consuming Indian products, the world should be consuming Indian products. It's for the first time that there's confluence of, I'm quite serious. मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि it's for the first time in the history of our independent country There is confluence of capital. Pehli wari, there's enough money backing young founders like you all. There is infrastructure, there is policy making, there is talent. Sab kuch hai. India is the place to be right now. All these years, India and Indians were going outside India for opportunities. For the first time ever, the world comes to India for opportunities. And you are right here. You are in the best position to make use of this. So guys, build. Make sure you take this opportunity and build something special, do something meaningful in life. We're the only large economy that is growing at a high percentage. Agle 10 saal ke andar, I genuinely believe we will build very, very large companies and very, very large brands. And I promise that it is our endeavor and intent now to ensure that generations have grown up drinking the colas of the world. Generations outside India will hopefully now grow up drinking the Zeeras of India.
If Lahori Zeera wasn't there, you say you'd be a lot less successful. I say we'd be devoid of such a great taste. I think I would pick that over colas anytime. Thank you for joining us.
Mayank is the co-founder of Yes Madam. It started in 2016. I think you started it with your brother. How did this idea come to you? This sector of home salon, it was largely unorganized, and you launched this application and this entire journey. How did it all start for you?
I would say, Mayank, sitting here, or Yes Madam, what we are here today is again a byproduct of risk. So what we initially took is we had a lot of big players when we started Yes Madam. One was Urban Company, one was House Joy, which was Amazon funded, one was Quaker funded, At Home Diva. But we stick to our basics. The idea came out to be from, it is a very interesting story of two brothers loving their wife. Our wife were having facial treatments at home and they got some facial reactions, and from there on the idea strike that the problem was the products which were being used in a service. And from there on we introduced monodoses. We were the first one to introduce monodoses. And we did not even stop there. Again, the major part of Yes Madam is women empowerment, which was not there in those days in 2016-17. So a professional who was earning like 12,000 in a salon, we empower them, made them self-entrepreneur, and today, as we speak, some are even making 1 lakh rupees a month by joining Yes Madam. So 3 pieces to it. One was the product, second was the pricing, and third was women entrepreneurship. That was the key pillars of building Yes Madam.
So Mayank, you're talking about how your wife had a very subpar experience with the products that were used. So you, of course, mooted about this idea of in-house products. How your in-house products are different from what others are providing?
Well, first of all, the differentiation that we created, the disruption that we created in the market has to do with the monodoses. Nobody was willing to give us monodoses at those times. People were, even if you go on to a salon today, they still use big boxes. They're not even prepared to come up with a monodoses one-time use product which can be applied on your skin. So that was the biggest challenge, and that was the biggest differentiator for us. Then in the height side, if I see that what we did is we created our own research team so that the entire product, initially we outsourced, and then post-COVID what we did, we made our entire team in-house. So every product has been researched, made, procured by our ladies in Yes Madam. And my wife, she's the one who heads it.
What was the initial investment, Mayank, when you thought about this idea?
0. So I did not have money. Aditya did not have money. Whatever we had, we keep, like initially I think whatever we had 1 lakh rupees, we outsourced the website. We went out in the societies. We did not have money for performance marketing. We went out in the market, in the societies, distributed pamphlets. That's how we build Yes Madam. And that's the reason we are very frugal. Even our $1 spent that we are spending, we are very mindful about what we are spending. And that's how we are built. And that's the reason we are profitable.
Now we have a lot of other applications, businesses, other entrepreneurs coming up with these sort of ideas. How do you ensure that you are standing out?
So I believe the competition brings the best in you. So that's not never a challenge for us. And we did not have fear when Urban Company, when House Joy, when Quicker, a lot of players were there that time. So today we have a very strong consumer base and very trusted consumer base. The customer has a lot of trust in us. So there is no way to fear. I mean, it's all about how do you optimize, how do you see yourself in next 10 years. And we are here, I think, apart from that, what makes us different is the focus. So if I have to word it in plain Hindi terms is Yes Madam वो अर्जुन है जिसे सिर्फ चिड़िया की एक आँख दिखती है, and that is beauty and personal care. So no matter whatever other players are doing, we only see Yes Madam through the lens of beauty and personal care, and we'll do whatever it needs to do to disrupt the entire salon industry or beauty and personal care industry.
You also pitched this in Shark Tank. Share that experience.
Yes, madam?
Yes.
Yes, we did. So the Shark Tank experience was certainly surreal. Going to Shark Tank was never in our plans. But what we thought of 2020, we came out of COVID. Numbers were doing good. COVID was again a big hit for us. So we were growing continuously, but then we were not really satisfied. As an entrepreneur, we wanted to grow faster. So we thought that we did not have money, so we thought, why not go on Shark Tank? Because that's the way I think it can give us that visibility and that credibility as well from the sharks. So that's how we thought that let's go to Shark Tank, and we managed to get a deal of 4 sharks. The 5th shark also wanted to get into that deal, but I think she could not, and so we closed that 4 Shark Tank deal. But then we really did not went ahead with that deal after securing that deal, because the amount of money that we were raising will not do much to the company. It was more for a marketing thing we thought of, and it really gave us good visibility, because getting on Shark Tank was almost, you could say, what you have achieved in Shark Tank you could not achieve by spending 12 crores or 13 crores of money. So what we have achieved, I mean, and from there on, it was never looking back.
A lot of people who have joined us here must be looking at this as a career option to be an entrepreneur in their lives. What is that one message that you have for them? Because entrepreneurship is also something about thinking outside the box.
The problems are all over. So you have to discover what is the problem. So yes. I would not say it because a lot of people, what they do is कि यार out of the box idea नहीं है. हमारा भी idea was not so different. It's just that the implementation execution was different, and that's execution makes the things different. So you don't have to think out of the box. It's just that you have to think differently. That what the problem is, how can we solve it? The biggest advice that I wanted to give it to young entrepreneurs here is, I would give 2 advices, not 1. So one is, I would say कि I will ask a lot of somebody can answer is कि if you're going with a bus, right? Is there any baggage restriction that how much amount of baggage that you can carry? No, right? How about train? No. How about flight? Yes, it is, right? So why is it so? Because if you want to fly high, you have to fly light. So anything in life, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to fly high, ये जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम है ना, गर्लफ्रेंड भाग गई, मम्मी ने खाना नहीं दिया टाइम पे, पापा ने पैसे नहीं दिए. I can speak, right?
Yes.
So you got to forget all that. Now today, as we live in, हम लोग के पास सोशल मीडिया नहीं था. You guys have all the opportunities in the world. AI है. हमारे पास कनेक्शंस नहीं थे, मेंटोर्स नहीं थे, शार्क टैंक नहीं था. You have everything out there. तो आप तो जो 200 रुपए में कॉफी पीते हो ना, you can make a startup with that 200 rupees. It's just that you have to think big. You think big, you become big. You think small, you become small. तो मेरी नानी हमेशा मुझसे कहती थी, जब when I was small, तो मेरे से बोलती थी कि मैं भाई तू 10th के बाद 12th के बाद क्या करेगा. I used to tell her कि मैं 12th के बाद abroad जाऊंगा पढ़ने. तो कहती थी पढ़ता तो तू है नहीं, abroad कैसे जाएगा. But I had a vision कि यार मुझे जाना है, and I went abroad after 10+2. I went to Merchant Navy. तो एक लाइफ क्लैरिटी थी. So that's the clarity that I wanted from you guys. Entrepreneurship में बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आती है. It's look glorified from outside. कि यार ये है, ये बंदा स्टार्टअप पहुंच गया, but whatever sacrifices that I have done in the past 15 years, nobody looks into it. कि यार 5 बजे उठना पड़ता है, कभी कभी 4 बजे. Even if I am traveling in a first class, मैं अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स पढ़ रहा होता हूँ. मैं अपनी फर्स्ट क्लास की सीट कभी भी रिक्लाइन नहीं करता, because I knew that if I recline it, I'll be able to sleep. So there's a tough part of entrepreneurship. कि यार ये करना है, this is part of it, and I've learned it hard way. So you guys, you're the building blocks of the next generation, next India. And India को अगर हमें $30 trillion economy, $50 trillion economy बनाना है, तो it's in your hands now. So what we have to do is भाग लो, but भाग लो is participate.
Very interesting answer. Mayank would also like to ask you, because now that we're talking about entrepreneurship, the success of business also depends on what is the name of your brand. How did you come up with this name? Yes, madam.
Again, a very interesting name and an interesting story of, as I earlier said, because we love our wife, and it was a startup done for the woman, by the woman. So, and हम लोग घर पे जी मैडम ही बोलते थे. So that's how we realize, for a token of respect, let's name it Yes Madam. And that's how the name evolved.
Right. And would like to wrap up this conversation. Just any final message to anyone who really want to be in this business? Yes Madam business or yes Madam sort of a business.
Don't bring any more competitors.
Why not? You said that competition is healthy and that pushes your limits.
Yeah, push your limits. So that's the thing. I mean, okay. If somebody wants to start into entrepreneurship, see, I would say lick the razor. Go out, chase whatever you want to. Just don't play small with your dreams. Every human being has that potential to achieve. We all are made of the same skin. And just remember one thing. We all have come naked and we all will go naked. So just go full on, go full Monty. Whatever you want to do with your life, just do it. Why do you think यार ये हो जाएगा, ये बोलेगी, दुनिया ये बोलेगी, दुनिया बोलती रहेगी. But then when you achieve it, people used to tell me कि यार, when I went to Africa for my first venture, ये कहते यार ये तो खत्म हो जाएगा. I was making 10 lakhs rupees a month at that time. उन्होंने बोला तू अपना business ये job छोड़ के going to Africa for a business venture, सब खत्म हो जाएगा. But I listened. So my voice in the head was far greater than the naysayer's voice. So that you got to understand कि यार दुनिया तो कहेगी, but you got to listen to your heart, what your heart says. And I would say यहाँ पे कितने लोग अभी तक fail हुए हैं, कोई startup किया है, तो you are already one step ahead of lot of other people who have not failed in life. So that's a good point for you. आप fail हुए हैं, that's the biggest thing. Fail, मैं life में I guess 10 times fail हुआ हूँ, तब जाके कुछ सीखा हूँ. And all these learnings come from failures only. तो एक बार fail हुए, 2 बार fail हो गए, ऊपर वाला बड़ा दयालु है, कभी तो हाँ करेगा ना यार, ये बंदा कोशिश करे जा रहा है, let's give him a try. So don't worry about failures. Failures is always a stepping stone. Keep failing, keep building. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayank, for having this lovely and very motivating conversation.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन.
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है. Just say it.
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era, a new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paravur Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Neetur and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator. His consistent victories from the Paravur constituency showed his strong connect with the people.
From Asia's largest news headquarters
setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Sensational claims made by deceased Noida woman Twisha's parents. Parents claim Twisha begged them to rescue her during final moments. Twisha parents reveal WhatsApp chats with daughter. They say that post-mortem report has been compromised. From the doctors to the lawyers, did the system let Twisha's family down? Congress, the Muslim parties oppose Bhojshala verdict, says will approach the Supreme Court. Government hikes excise duty on petrol, diesel and aviation turbine fuel, keeps domestic duties unchanged to protect retail fuel prices. NEET leak accused PV Kulkarni worked for NTA on a contractual basis, raising questions the leak being an insider's job. And Muslim clerics distance themselves from Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav, accuse him of remaining silent on issues affecting the community. Army chief sends out a big warning to Pakistan, asks the terror nation to decide if it wants to remain in history or geography. Alright, we start with news coming in from Manipur, where protests by Tangkul Nagas and Meitei community demanding the release of 6 Naga hostages held captive by Kuki groups. Kovru Range Naga Women's Union organized the protest. The Naga hostages were abducted from Lelon Waife Kuki village in Kangpokpi district on the 13th of May, and we see that placards being held by the protesters. They're all standing and in protest. They've all gathered there, men and women, and we see that they demand the release of the hostage. Okay, my colleague Linto is joining us on the broadcast. For more, Linto, tell us more details about what has happened as far as that the hostages are concerned, and has there been any action taken, and what's the latest?
Yes, so the hostages are from Liangmai community itself, from Naga community. So protesters are demanding for their unconditional release. And while the protesters also said that this is a demographic invasion, which we should not have taken lightly, and urge all the Naga communities to fight this invasion so as to save the indigenous people of Manipur. And they have also said that it is a threat to the indigenous people of Manipur. While also another protester has said that hostages are humans, not weapons, and urged to stop kidnapping innocent people, and also said that no community will live in fear. And while also another protesters also demanded for both the central and state governments to prove that they are for the people, to prove that government are for the people, stating that this is the right time to prove themselves. So condemning the act of the state government authorities as today marks the 4th day of the Naga individuals which housed captive by the Kuki groups. So Naga groups also urged the Kuki groups to release the hostages by 2 p.m. today. However, they haven't released them yet. So protesters said that they will intensify their protests if the hostages were not released and handed over to the Naga community by today. And also they said that they are afraid as they didn't get any clue whether the hostages have already been slain or if they are still alive. So while also the 12 Naga women who were released yesterday are still now taking shelter in Makhan. The 12 Naga women are actually from this Konsakul village. So they are also concerned about the 12 Naga women who are still taking shelter in Makhan. Back to you, Raksta.
All right, Lynn Thoyman, thanks for joining us with details on that story, viewers. Six still remain hostage, viewers, and we continue to track more details from Manipur. Now, we have some breaking news coming in. Pakistani drones have been recovered from the India-Pakistan international border in the Samba sector. Drone fitted with narcotics has been recovered. Consignment in a wrapped package recovered by the BSF in the Basantar area of Samba. Teams of Jammu Kashmir police reached the spot. Package opened only after metal detection. It will be opened only after metal detection analysis to rule out threats of explosives. But you have the drone that has been recovered. You can see that, and it's been a modus operandi of Pakistan to smuggle in drugs using drones. Gursimran Singh joins us for more. Gursimran, tell us more details.
See, we have seen Pakistan trying to push narcotics into the Indian territory and the desperate attempts that have been made by Pakistan. This time it is in the Basantpur border outpost of the Border Security Force. Opposite to this is the Pakistani post Nangli Doaba. It is hardly 350 meters on the other side where this drone was being pushed into the Indian territory. But the alert troops on the ground, they detected this drone when it was getting dropped, and then they got a hold of this drone. This is a DJI Mavic Pro, a Chinese drone that has been recovered along with the consignment of the narcotics. So this seems to be narcotics, but nothing can be ruled out, and that's why the bomb disposal squad has also been called in, so that first the metal detectors will go through this consignment that is attached with this DJI Mavic 4 drone, and only then it will be opened by the security forces, because there looms a larger threat that how Pakistan may try to push more narcotics into the northern side of the country so that they can vitiate the upcoming generations of the country.
Absolutely. In fact, just stay on with us, Gursimran, we have some more breaking news coming in from Jammu, and this is with regards to the massive anti-terror operation that has been launched in the Poonch sector. Searches launched to trace two suspected groups of terrorists. 2 to 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba group are active in this area. Now, we're talking about groups here, viewers. Indian Army and Jammu Kashmir Police have launched a massive operation in the area. Gursimran Singh gets us more on this. Gursimran, over to you.
The Indian Army that has launched a massive search operation. It has been launched in the forested area of the Dera Ki Gali, DKG forest area, and also the Dana Shastar area that have seen the terror attacks in the past also. What the officials tell us that there are the active groups of 2 to 3 groups of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, including the dreaded terrorist Asif Fauji, who is also known as the Fauji Bhai, that is still active in the area. And to wipe out this group of Lashkar and Jaish that is active in the area, large-scale operations have been launched. This not only includes the ground sweeping operation, but also to ensure that the areas that are used as hideout during summers by the terrorists, that are also completely scanned by the security forces. These are the large-scale operations that are currently underway with active assistance from the CRPF, Indian Army and the Jammu and Kashmir Police. They are scanning all possible hideout areas which have been used as one of the safe havens by these terror groups, so that any attempt that is being made by the Pakistani terrorists, that can be foiled. Because we have seen 12 months of peace in Jammu and Kashmir post-Operation Sindoor, but now Pakistan remains in a bid to carry out more and more terror attacks, and the security forces remains committed to ensure that every attempt of the Pakistani terrorists that have already infiltrated, that is foiled, and the remaining 20 is the number of Pakistani terrorists that are still active in the hinterland. They are neutralized at an earliest.
All right, many thanks to Simran for joining us with details coming in on that story. Meanwhile, viewers, while Pakistan continues with its misadventures, we have a strong and stern, dire warning coming in from the army chief himself. General Upendra Dwivedi says that Pakistan has to decide whether it wants to be part of the geography or if it wants to become history. If they continue to harbor terrorists and operate against India, it has to make a decision, says General Dwivedi. In fact, at an interactive session hosted by Uniform Unveiled at the Manekshaw Center in the national capital, the army chief was responding to questions about how the Indian army will respond if circumstances that led to Operation Sindoor last year come up again.
Use If Pakistan gives a chance again for continuation of Op Sindoor, will we hit them hard or harder? Objectives. And if anything we don't know about Op Sindoor of the last series, anything which you want to divulge if you are in that mood, sir? Anything specific which nobody knows?
I think that's in the domain of classified information. But I think if you have heard me earlier, what I have said that Pakistan, if it continues to harbor terrorists and operate against India, then they have to decide whether they want to be part of the geography or history or not.
Meanwhile, it was a rare move that came in from the Prime Minister himself as he personally intervened to shut down rumours that suggested the government was considering a tax or a surcharge on foreign travel in response to the ongoing energy crisis that's linked to the West Asia conflict. He fact-checked a news channel's report on that. Take a look.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has shut down rumours suggesting an imposition of tax or surcharge on foreign travel, asserting that there is not an iota of truth in the rumours. Earlier, a report by CNBC TV18 said that the government was discussing a temporary levy on overseas trips to counter fiscal pressures from rising crude oil prices and regional instability. The Prime Minister came down heavily on the report, saying that it was totally false and there was not an iota of truth to the rumours. Prime Minister also said there was no question of putting restrictions on foreign travel, adding that the government was fully committed to improving ease of doing business and ease of living for the people. Shortly after Prime Minister Modi posted his denial, the media organization withdrew the story and issued a public apology. The development comes after the Prime Minister urged countrymen to follow austerity measures over the continuing turmoil in the Middle East. Prime Minister Modi's intervention is a clear sign that the government is cutting down misinformation and rumours in such a volatile and sensitive period.
Meanwhile, as the Indian rupee hits fresh multi-year low versus the dollar, fears are rising. But economist P.K. Basu says that the fall is not a sign of crisis. In this video, he unpacks his no worries thesis, how a weaker rupee can boost exports, why India's growth and fundamentals still hold strong, and when depreciation should actually be a concern. Listen in to Mr. P.K. Basu.
The rupee has depreciated a fair bit, but it is simply the price of foreign exchange. Those currencies have depreciated far more than the Indian rupee. I don't think you should be particularly concerned. The rupee is simply the value of foreign currency. And the rupee was quite stable for many years. In fact, it appreciated a fair bit against a basket of currencies. But over the past year or so has been depreciating, partly because our exporters face a difficult situation. There's uncertainty about US tariffs that has persisted since August last year. And the US is our largest export market. And so we have allowed the rupee to depreciate somewhat. Also, we have a sharp increase in oil prices occurring, which normally would cause our current account to deteriorate. And to offset that, we have allowed some currency depreciation. Now, the main impact of currency depreciation is to increase the cost of imports. In particular, the cost of things like gold, silver, jewelry, etc., and oil. But the impact of rising oil prices has been cushioned somewhat because the government has first cut excise duties on petrol and diesel by 10 rupees a litre at the end of March. That benefit didn't come through to consumers. Instead, it was absorbed by the oil marketing companies. But oil prices have stayed high, and so there has been a need to pass some of those oil price hikes onto consumers, which we've seen in the past 24 hours, a 3 rupee per litre increase in petrol and diesel prices for consumers. LPG prices for commercial users were also increased sharply in April. So we are beginning to see the impact of higher oil price, of both higher oil prices as well as the falling rupee on some of the retail prices that we pay. And that is natural, but the benefit should be seen over the medium term. Our exporters will gain competitiveness, and that should help to see a stronger export performance, particularly for goods exports over the next 6 to 12 months. Well, that is greater, and the prices of imports have gone up and should go up. Some of those price hikes have not been passed through to consumers. The government and the oil marketing companies have absorbed some of the initial hikes in oil prices. The other factor is that Indians import a lot of gold and silver. The prices of those should have gone up and have gone up quite a bit in rupee terms. But clearly, the higher prices of oil, gold and silver didn't deter consumption. And so the government has now raised the import duties on gold and silver to further deter consumption of gold and silver. I think Indians are rather irrational in buying massive amounts of gold and silver regardless of the price. At a time like this, when there's a lot of global uncertainty, gold prices have gone up, but I don't think gold prices are going to stay high forever. In fact, gold prices are likely to moderate over the medium term. And so it makes sense for consumers to be a bit more restrained in their purchase of gold and silver at this point. I think that's what the government is trying to indicate clearly. Both the Prime Minister's speech as well as the hikes in duties on gold and silver are aimed at deterring the continued excessive purchases of precious metals. Well, we've seen a very modest increase in diesel prices, and that'll have a modest impact on the middle class budgets. Over the medium term, if global oil prices remain elevated, and if the war in West Asia does not wind down, and if the Straits of Hormuz remain closed to international shipments, then we could well see more hikes than we've seen so far, substantially more hikes in petrol and diesel prices over the medium term. And that will have much more of an impact. But for now, I think it's important to understand that the government has borne a lot of the impact by cutting excise duties and then by only passing on a small increase in the prices of petrol and diesel to consumers. Also, the other folks who have borne a lot of the cost initially were commercial users of LPG. So LPG is a key item of cooking gas. Commercial users are seeing reduced access to it and have seen a big spike in prices of LPG.
All right, with that's a wrap on this edition, viewers. But on the other side, we get you the latest coming in on the NEET paper leak investigation. In fact, the leak accused PV Kulkarni worked for the NTA on a contractual basis, as it even further goes on to raise questions of how this leak is an insider's job.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के बोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है, but I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा आग और मसाला।
Build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era. A new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paravur Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Neetur and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator. His consistent victories from the Paravur constituency showed his strong connect with the people.
अच्छा आलमी है क्या इधर से आ गया वो इधर है ना।
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद। भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन। इसमें भरोसा रखता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era. A new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader VD Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, VD Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri VD Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paravur Ernakulam district, VD Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri VD Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that VD Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Neetur and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator. His consistent victories from the Paravur constituency showed his strong connect with the people.
अच्छा आदमी है क्या इधर से आ गया वो इधर है ना, ये आज है ना रेडी कर रखा है। अकेले आ गए? आप सब केरला से आ गए। मेडिसिन करते केरला बीडी से।
Over the years, he has served as the leader of opposition in the Kerala Assembly, where he earned a reputation for being an articulate opposition voice against the Left Democratic Front government.
I express my gratitude. I am very grateful to the AICC leadership because our CLP adopted a resolution entrusting the Congress President to take a decision. Congress President having discussion with Congress President and Rahul ji, Priyanka ji and all other leaders, in charge General Secretary, they discussed with all the leaders. That was the procedure. Former Presidents working.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Gesu Bharadwaj, and more and more arrests are being made in the NEET paper leak case. The kingpin has been narrowed down on by the Central Bureau of Investigation, but as the probe goes on, many more arrests have been made, with a recent one of a Pune teacher who's been arrested in New Delhi. We're getting you all the details. Here's a check on your headlines for the hour. Take a look.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Sensational claims made by deceased Noida woman Twisha's parents. Parents claim Twisha begged them to rescue her during her final moments. Twisha's parents reveal WhatsApp chats with daughter, say post-mortem report was fabricated. From the doctors to the lawyers, did the system let Twisha's family down? Congress Muslim parties oppose Bhojshala verdict, says will approach the Supreme Court. Government hikes excise duty on petrol, diesel and aviation turbine fuel, keeps domestic duties unchanged to protect retail fuel prices. NEET leak accused PV Kulkarni worked for NTA on a contractual basis, raising questions the leak being an insider job. Muslim clerics distance themselves from Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav, accuse him of remaining silent on issues affecting the community. The army chief sends out a big warning to Pakistan, asks them to decide if they want to remain in history and geography. Viewers, getting in a big breaking development in the NEET UG 2026 paper leak case. The CBI has arrested a professor from Pune and called her a key contributor in the case. In fact, the National Testing Agency appointed Mandhare as a subject expert for NEET examinations. Now, CBI has arrested a Pune professor and she's been arrested in New Delhi. Now, in fact, CBI has arrested another professor also from Pune and they've called her a key contributor in the case. In fact, the National Testing Agency appointed Mandhare as subject expert for NEET UG 2026. Not just that, she has been handling the question papers and setting the question papers for the NEET examination under the NTA's governance for the last 6 years. Now, in fact, the CBI probe also says that Mandhare shared information with a select group of students through special coaching classes that she executed for students. In fact, Pune professor, as per the CBI, dictated the exact exam questions to the select group of students. Now, Mandhare allegedly compromised with the botany and zoology papers, the subjects that she's responsible for. And in fact, she's been arrested in Delhi by the Central Bureau of Investigation. In fact, the CBI in its charge sheet against the Pune professor alleges that she's a key contributor in the case. In fact, the Pune professor dictated exam questions to select students. Revati, my colleague, joins us live on the broadcast to get us more updates into the matter. Revati, more and more arrests are being made in the NEET UG 2026 paper leak case, with the recent one of another Pune professor dealing with zoology and botany papers, and she's been arrested in New Delhi. In fact, allegations are being made that she issued the direct questions that were supposed to come in examinations to a select group of students through a coaching that she ran for these select students. What more details can you get us, Revati?
Right, as you rightly mentioned, that second main accused is now being arrested by the CBI in New Delhi, and she belongs to Pune. She used to work as a professor in Pune's modern college for last 24 years. Also from last 5-6 years, she was on the NTA panel, and as the principal of modern college, Ms. Nivedita Ekbote, mentioned that it is a clause in the NTA and between the member of the panel of NTA of the NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and the privacy that they need to maintain, due to which the only idea college had that she is a NTA panel. Also, NTA had appointed her as the subject expert, and that is why she was able to access the biology paper. Around 90 questions, mind you, 90 questions from the biology paper were leaked by Manisha Mandre, who is a professor at the modern college. She was about to retire in next 6 months. Also, if we look at the modus operandi of this particular paper leak of biology, it somewhat relates to the chemistry paper as well. Yesterday, PV Kulkarni, who is also a kingpin, he was arrested by CBI. He leaked chemistry NEET 2026 exam paper, where around more than 45 questions along
Revati,
with the same sequence.
Revati, continue being with us. This is not just about Manisha Wagmare anymore. In fact, we're also being joined by Swarali from Ahmedabad. Manisha, now Swarali, don't want to get the name wrong as well. So Manisha Wagmare is one of the professors who's been accused, but the recent arrest is of Manisha Mandare, and she's been arrested from New Delhi by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and she's held responsible for leaking questions related to botany and zoology. What more details do you have for us, Swarali?
Yes, that's true. As Revati has rightly pointed out, that the modus operandi of PV Kulkarni and Manisha Mandre, who has been recently nabbed by the CBI from Delhi, but she actually belongs from Pune. She has been working with the modern college for more than 20 years, is on the panel of NTA for... it was a task to set question papers of botany and zoology. She's a professor of botany and used to reside in the Rajas Society of Katraj area in Pune. And now we talk about the exact modus operandi of Manisha Mandre, who is a professor with Modern College in Pune, also on the panel of NTA. Let me tell you, in connection with Manisha Wagmare, who was earlier nabbed on 14th of May, with Manisha Wagmare, she focused on few students, and she was providing coaching classes to all these selected students, and the questions and answers were dictated. It was being marked in the respective textbooks, because according to the investigation revealed by CBI, it shows that questions which were in the NEET paper, which was conducted on May 3, it resembles a lot, and that's the reason how it came to light, that how Manisha Mandre, who has been working for NTA for last 6 years and as a botany professor with Modern College in Pune, was involved in this entire scam. So this is how, if we talk about PV Kulkarni, on the other hand, Manisha Mandre, the modus operandi, the way the coaching classes were conducted at the respective residences and the way it was dictated to few selected students comes, now it brings to light how this entire scam was being executed. Back to you.
Right, Swarali. In fact, also, Revati continues being with us on the broadcast. Revati, you also speaking to us about some details. 2 arrests that have been made, the main 2 accused, and both of them are professors belonging to Pune. They are professors in universities that are in Pune, and they've been arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation. What are the next steps of this investigation that we're eyeing right now?
Before going ahead in this particular matter, I would like to mention that PV Kulkarni, who is the first kingpin arrest in this particular matter, belongs to Latur. He hails from Latur. He was a professor at Dayanand College in Latur from last
28 years he was a chemistry professor, and he retired as a chemistry professor as well as a principal in Latur's Dayanand College. He was detained from Latur and then arrested from Pune because he was brought to Pune to interrogate with other accused. Now moving to the further details of this particular matter, Manisha Mandre, who is now arrested from New Delhi, she also belongs to Pune. Now the most important factor here is that the third accused, the third kingpin of this particular matter, who is that particular individual, because the most important thing here to be noted is that a physics paper who leaked is not yet uncovered by the CBI. It is yet to be found. So now the investigation is on, the probe is on. It will be important to see that when the physics paper, the individual actually who leaked physics paper, who is that individual, whether that person is also an NTA internal member or some other person, it will be important to see. Over to you.
Right. In fact, continue being with us, Revati and Swarali, on the broadcast. You know, Republic also spoke exclusively to the principal of Pune's Modern College, where key accused Manisha Mandre worked as a professor. Listen into what he has to say on the matter.
I just got to know from the media that Mrs. Manisha Mandre, a senior teacher from Modern Junior College, has been arrested in the NEET scam. She has been working here for last 24 years. She was on NTA panel for my own knowledge for last 5 to 6 years. She has been working for NTA confidentially. There is a clause of confidentiality. So we as a college cannot interfere between the member of NTA and the NTA. So we have no knowledge about when she had gone to NTA for paper setting and everything, because NTA and she are directly in touch. So that is how I know the things. As per my knowledge, we have not been contacted by any authorities legally, or by CBI or NTA or Ministry of Education. So whenever they'll contact me, we will do the legal proceedings as per the law.
Right. In fact, Swarali and Revati continue being with us on the broadcast. We just heard the principal of the Modern College, and she says that, you know, there is no link of the college and the National Testing Agency. But Swarali, coming to you first, you know, now that a link has not only been established but proven that this was an NTA insider job, what looms the agency? What looms ahead of the agency now that it's been proven, you know, their involvement in the paper leak is proven? Swarali.
Yes, that's true. It's very important that both the professors, maybe P.V. Kulkarni, on the other hand, Manisha Mandre, they were in the panel of NTA and are very senior professors in their own respect. If we talk about P.V. Kulkarni in Latur, as Revati was mentioning, that he has retired as a principal. On the other hand, Manisha Mandre was supposed to retire as a senior botany professor from the Modern College in Pune. You also know, on the pretext that Pune is called to be the Oxford of East. All these have raised very serious questions that all these professors who are in the profession of teaching or giving away the knowledge in such a situation wherein they had a direct access to the NTA papers, the papers which are being set for the NEET exam 2026, that direct access and the way the modus operandi was being executed, the way few students were selected and the scam was being unfolded. They were dictated, the notes were being given to directly in their textbooks. So obviously these are very, very serious questions which are being raised now. It will be very important what next update will have in this entire story. But important point over here being the professionals who were involved with higher educational institutes, colleges. On the other hand, panelists of NTA are involved in this huge scam, which is a very serious question. And on the other hand, we know that students and coaching community is being demanding that NTA should be cancelled. The functionality of NTA should be cancelled, and all these points which are being connected, all the dots which are being connected are raising really alarming questions towards the agency that NTA is active.
Right, Swarali. Now coming back to Revati also, who continues being with us from Mumbai. Revati, also speak to us about the third person who is on CBI's radar. We're yet to, catch. The CBI is yet to narrow down to the third perpetrator of this entire link. And remember, Manisha Vagmare and the other person also, even PV Kulkarni for that matter, all of these three, they have been arrested. So there is now a proof that this is an NTA insider job.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, that this is an NTA insider job, because considering the fact that it is not possible to leak without an insider, because this paper leak happened some hours before. If we closely look at the screenshot which we exclusively saw on Republic, it shows that the paper was given at around 3 to 4 a.m. and paper started at around 2 p.m. on that very day. So if we consider the amount of time these students had to prepare themselves, it was a pretty enough time to prepare themselves, because these paper had answer keys with the same sequence as well. So now, considering the fact that this is an insider job, it is also highly speculated that the third person who is involved in leaking the physics paper will also be an insider. Now, the people are on radar of CBI are the people who approached students, and also the person or the people who were approached by the alleged accused. So now it will be important to see that what investigation unearths further. Over to you.
Right, Revati. Thanks very much for joining in, Revati and Surali. Of course, the conversation continues. But for now, viewers, it's time to shift focus. Now, India's diplomatic outreach to Europe gathered momentum today as Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a rousing welcome from the Indian diaspora in The Hague in Netherlands. Now, cultural performances, chants of Modi, Modi and a strong community participation marked the event, with the Prime Minister highlighting India's rapid economic rise, innovation push and strengthening India-Europe partnership. He also underlined India's growing role in technology, manufacturing and green energy as New Delhi looks to deepen strategic ties with Europe. Take a look.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a grand welcome in The Hague. From Garba performances to waving tricolours, the Indian diaspora turned out in huge numbers. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister praised the Indian community for strengthening India's image and contributing to the Dutch society and economy.
बीते वर्षों में जब भी मेरी नीदरलैंड से यहाँ के लीडर से बात हुई है, ये हमेशा भारतीय डायस्पोरा की बहुत प्रशंसा करते आए हैं। मतलब कि आप सबकी प्रशंसा करते हैं। आप नीदरलैंड्स के समाज और यहाँ की इकोनॉमी में जो कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं, उस पर हर भारतवासी को गर्व है।
Referring to the India-EU FTA, that is the mother of all trade deals, PM Modi highlighted the growing India-Europe ties.
एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी से लेकर वाटर सिक्योरिटी तक नीदरलैंड्स और भारत मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं। ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन को लेकर हमारा कोऑपरेशन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है और भारत और यूरोपियन यूनियन के बीच जो ऐतिहासिक ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट हुआ है, इससे भारत और नीदरलैंड की साझेदारी और मजबूत होगी और इसका लाभ आप सभी को भी होगा। भारतीय बिजनेस के लिए यूरोप में प्रवेश का नेचुरल गेटवे नीदरलैंड बनेगा।
Projecting India's global rise, the Prime Minister said India is now the world's third largest startup ecosystem and the second largest mobile manufacturer.
भारत का स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम लगातार हो रहा है। अब हम दुनिया के तीसरे सबसे बड़े स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम वाले देश हैं। और साथियों, आज भारत की एस्पिरेशन सिर्फ अपनी सीमाओं तक नहीं है। भारत चाहता है वो ओलंपिक्स होस्ट करे, ग्लोबल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब बने, ग्रीन एनर्जी लीडर बने और दुनिया का ग्रोथ इंजन बने।
Highlighting India's achievements, PM Modi pointed to Chandrayaan's historic moon landing, rapid infrastructure growth and massive renewable energy expansion. The Prime Minister said India now aims to become a global manufacturing hub, a green energy leader and a growth engine of the world economy. The Netherlands visit is a part of the Prime Minister's larger Europe's diplomatic push. With PM yet to visit Norway and Italy, it clearly reflects how New Delhi wants to expand its diplomatic influence across Europe.
Viewers, that's all that we could wrap for you in this edition of the News Bulletin. Thanks very much for staying with us. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned to Republic TV, Nation First.
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन।
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है।
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जल जीरा, जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
कोशिश को कामयाबी, कामयाबी को शोहरत बनते देखा है। हाँ, पिछले 60 सालों में मैंने देश को बनते देखा है। कमला पसंद, 60 सालों से अनोखा स्वाद।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era, a new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paravur Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. And it was the emotion of the people of Kerala, it was the desire of the people of Kerala, it was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Neetur and entered active politics during his student days, where he made his name as a powerful orator. His consistent victories from the Paravur constituency showed his strong connect with the people.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो। हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era. A new Kerala. That is our target.
In a major development in Kerala, Congress leader V.D. Satheesan has been chosen as the new Chief Minister of the state. After days of intense speculation by the Congress High Command, V.D. Satheesan has finally emerged as the face of the new government.
Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satheesan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
A veteran politician and a 5-time MLA of the Paravur Ernakulam district, V.D. Satheesan is no stranger to Kerala's political scenes. Known for his sharp debating skills and strong organizational abilities, Satheesan has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 3 decades.
The Honorable High Command has made a very vibrant choice in announcing the Chief Minister of Kerala. For the past 5 years, as the opposition leader of Kerala, Sri V.D. Satheesan, have led the battle and attained a huge victory against a 10-year LDF rule. Whatever issues have been raised inside and outside the assembly was always commendable. and it was the emotion of the people of Kerala. It was the desire of the people of Kerala. It was the expectation of the people of Kerala that V.D. Satheesan should become the Chief Minister. And the High Command has truly accepted that mandate of making him the Chief Minister.
He was born in a modest family in Neetur and